morning, everybody, and welcome into Project Joy Live. It's your triple shot of good vibes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at this 9 a.m. Eastern Time hour. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. Always a thrill to be here with you today. On today's show, we're going to give ourselves permission to be different because Brittany Floyd is back, everybody. And we're going to do a little exercise, a little chatting about being different, giving ourselves permission to color outside the lines and all of that fun stuff. Get yourself a pen and a paper and be ready for Miss Brittany to come join us here in a few moments. I have shared that there is a lot going on behind the scenes, and that will be public knowledge very soon. Within the next couple of weeks, I will be sharing on the show live what has been going on. But there's just, and it's so funny because I really do feel like I live a whole lifetime before I come on the show with you all in the morning because I get up like super early. I do my best work in the morning. So I'm like up. I've already done a million things before I come on air. So I come on here and I'm like, trying to process everything that, I kind of have going on. And then I always have a good time chatting with whoever's on the show before the show. And, we're kind of catching up. And so just know, I was talking recently. I've talked a lot recently, actually, about how much all of us juggle in our lives. And we don't often realize how many places our attention is being pulled at any given time. And so I referenced there was a movie, I can't remember the year. I want to say 2011, but I could really be wrong on that. But it's called I Don't Know How She Does It. It starred Sarah Jessica Parker, and it kind of talked about her balancing family, career, all of these things. And there's this scene where she goes to bed at night and you can see all of her thoughts. Okay. And she's got it's like chat bubble, chat bubble, chat bubble, chat bubble. And I tell people all the time, I've never related to so much in my entire life. Like, but it's for me, it's not just when I go to bed at night, it's literally all the time. And so I feel like as I'm coming on to Project Joy in the morning, I'm having that experience where it's like, all of these little chat bubbles in my head. And then I got to come on. And luckily, I have the kind of brain or whatever you want to call it that it takes to remember what the intro to the show is in the morning. And it's so funny though too because we over the years, I always start out with Project Joy in the morning, but then later on in the day, I might have the Breakthrough Show or Beyond 2D or the Ripley Show or something like that. Now, in those shows, sometimes I forget what I'm doing. I'm not as much of a rhythm with those shows as I am with Project Joy Live, maybe because it's just not the first thing I do in the day. So I have, I kind of sometimes catch myself mid thought or mid sentence where I'm like, welcome into the Breakthrough Show. Like, I just don't know where I'm at anymore. And so, anyway, it's been a really fun time over all these years of hosting the different shows and trying to keep myself straight. Trying to keep myself straight. I want to start with a little bit of breaking news this morning. Had news very, very early this morning when I got up about the death of Hayden Panettiere, actress. She's 36 years old. I mean, really just so sad to think about. And I saw the news, and obviously there's all of these. Anytime a celebrity dies, there's all of these kind of speculation about what has happened, what the deal is. But she was an actress, a model, a singer, an activist, but most importantly, she was a human being, and there are people that love her, and she has a lot of fans around the world. And so I really feel for everybody who is grieving her loss this morning. She was the star of the show's Hero. Heroes, Nashville, and she was in a lot of different movies from Bring It On All or Nothing to Remember the Titans to Scream 4. And I remember her really well from a movie that I enjoy, a Disney movie called Ice Princess. And so, anyway, craziness this morning. But sending love to everybody who loved Hayden and peace and all of that as well. So, as we go on to the show today, we're going to be meeting with Brittany here in a moment. And then we also have, of course, birthdays coming up later on the show as well. Don't forget, guys, on Mondays at 12:55 p.m. Eastern Time, we do have our co-working hours. You can go to the breakthroughshownetwork.com or .club, check out our calendar, and come join us for co-working. Bring the work that you have to do for the day, and it will be your most productive 2 hours of the day. So, without further ado, everybody, let's welcome back to the show, Miss Brittany Floyd. Good morning, Miss Brittany.
Rise and bloom.
How are you this morning?
I'm here. Let's just say that. I'm here.
We're doing it. We're doing it. It's so good.
Of course, it's always a joy to be here with you and things of that sort. I always love coming on Project Joy. You know, for many years that was my wake up, you know, like before I started coming on, I would always tune in. And this is when you did it 5 days a week. So it was, you know, like I was just on it. So it's good to be here. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I just was thinking about that too. It's kind of been through Project Joy has had many transformations over the last 7 years. Started out as just, a podcast that was just audio only and very short, 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then finished that year and we went to live format. And then I got brave and was like 5 days a week. That was my delusional era. Because I'm one human being. So there was that. And I've been really enjoying this Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule for a while. And it's been so fun having regular people on the show with me like yourself, because we kind of are in like a rhythm. And I think the older I get, the more I appreciate a rhythm and a schedule. Like something for the love of God predictable in my life.
Right. So it's like, it's very which is crazy because we're talking about coloring outside of the lines and that kind of today and the structure of things which is needed, but also you know, like coloring outside of those lines, which we'll get into, but it's really interesting.
Yeah.
I agree though. It's something that is like, okay, I know I got to be here at this time where the rest of my life is so chaotic, right? So
yes.
And I don't even know what day it is most of the time. So
time and place. Like, look, I think to, we are talking about being different, coloring outside the lines a little bit, and the whole topic of like scheduling and having like those consistent things in my life was not something that came easily for me. Like earlier on in my life, I think it was easier for me to be different, to color outside the lines, to like, do things differently. And so, but I had to teach myself to be, have those predictable things, to have a schedule, to have some structure in my life. So even that can be different, like for some people who maybe it is on the outside it looks, oh, they're so rigid and so scheduled, but you don't know necessarily what it took for them to get to that place either. I want to say hi really quickly. Miss Teresa's here this morning. Sweet Monday blessings to and joy to you all. We have a rip roaring and loaded thunderstorm and no rain yet. We have been raining all morning here. No thunderstorm, but apparently we're sharing weather today. Lots of rain going on. Jerry's here this morning. Jerry Abbey, good to see you today. Says hello. Brittany, my mindset journey is here. Good to see you this morning. Thank you for being here. All right, so let's get into it. Has it always been easy for you to kind of march to the beat of your own drum?
Not always. You always have those outside voices, especially those people that you care and love about, and they always got an opinion about your life. And sometimes you listen, sometimes you don't. But it wasn't always like that. I wasn't
Yeah.
always somewhere. I feel like along the way, many of us was handed a picture of what life was supposed to look like, right? We
Yeah.
learned that there was a right time, timeline, a right career, a right way to create, a right way to even parent, right? A right way to
Mhm.
heal, a right way to succeed. And little by little, I feel like we started believing, and I'm saying we, but because I feel like I'm not
Yeah.
the only one here. We started to believe that if we colored outside the lines, we were doing something wrong.
Mhm.
But what if those lines were never meant to define us? And as I look at it as an artist, I can tell you that some of the most beautiful pieces that I've ever created happened because I stopped trying to force it
Yeah.
and into somebody else's idea. And when I paint on TikTok Live, you get those people, oh, you should do this, oh, you should do that. And sometimes it is a great idea, but it's not my idea. So,
Right.
like,
Right.
and then they want to be judgmental because they don't want to do it. You don't want to do it or paint it just like they see it themselves. So it's interesting.
Right. Right. We do have to start asking ourselves eventually, right? Like, how many of the rules that we're living by did we actually choose?
Yeah.
Like, there comes a point I think in our lives, and not all of the points at one time, but like where we start realizing more and more, like the ways that we're living, the choices that we make, the things that we do in our lives, who put them there? Was it us that said that we had to do it? Was it coming off of what our parents said we had to do and now we're grown and we're still doing it? Um and so we start to have those thoughts of like, what is a successful career supposed to look like? When are you supposed to get married, have children, buy a house, retire? What is adulthood? Is it even supposed to look like? What makes something a real job? Who decides whether something is creative, professional, beautiful, valuable? What expectations have come from family, school, culture, social media, or even our own assumptions about things? Like, these are all questions that it's like, whose rules are we living by?
Yeah. I have a lot of those questions in my notes too.
Mm,
And the another one that I have is, when did mistakes become something to avoid instead of learning from them?
mm, yep.
You
What
know,
would
and
happen? Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, as children, we're encouraged to imagine, right? We're
Yeah,
encouraged to imagine. And as adults, we're often encouraged to conform.
yeah,
And it goes back to that. There is a place for structure. Structure can teach us skills. And sometimes we can confuse structure with identity even.
yeah,
We start to believe that we have to fit into a certain mold to be accepted. And even and I still go back to my artwork. I'm a very quirky artist, right? And it didn't always sit well with me. I felt like I had to be a different type of artist until I really started leaning into what was and felt authentic for me. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. what I was going to say too is like, what would happen if we gave ourselves permission for the first response to a different idea as curiosity rather than like, instead of like, that's weird, how about like, tell me more, or what is this about, or where is this coming from? And because we are so, I think we're trained from a really young age. And I was talking to somebody else about this recently. When we start going to school, it's like you have to be there at this time with this specific way of being. You have to show up in this way. It has to be done this exact way, or you don't get the points, you don't get the credit. Like, it's kind of like there's not a lot of wiggle room for just being unique, being yourself. It's kind of you're forced from a very young age to fit inside of a box.
Yeah, and going back to that, and one of the first things that has popped in my head since you were saying that is homeschooling my children. I've decided that this year I have now I just have one that was in homeschool, but now I decided to homeschool this year both of my children. And I had a very long conversation with someone that they don't believe that homeschooling has enough structure, and that it was that they felt that it wasn't I wasn't teaching my kids how to live in this world, because public school, you go to work from 8 to 5 or 8 to 2 or whatever, just like a normal job would be,
Mhm.
and things, and and they were so close-minded about everything, that they don't have a like they won't have enough social life, they won't have enough structure, but really, it's and when I've sat back and looked, because this past year my middle son has been homeschooled, and I've literally have watched him grown into like a young adult, like
Yeah.
he's learning how to manage his own time. Okay, yeah, it's not constructed into this particular time frame that he would go into public school. He could do it like in his own time, but I'm like, hey, you got to do this and this before you're able to go out the door and hang out with your friends or
Right.
whatever it is that you want to do. And it's taught him how to manage his own time, which most adults don't even have. So
Right.
it's just one of
Because
those things, like, yeah.
there's a difference between being told this is the schedule you have to keep and really learning the skill of how to prioritize,
Yeah.
how to go. You're not being forced to go, okay, you must do this, and you at this exact time in this exact way with these exact people. It's like, okay, here's all of your choices for the day. What
Hmm.
happens when you don't I mean, it's cause and effect. Like they're learning how to prioritize different things in their lives. And it is, it can be really challenging with
Right.
homeschooling because even like with yours, my oldest, now my three youngest have always been homeschooled from the beginning. So theirs has been less of a fight. But the older ones, they had been to public school in the beginning. And so it was really a new process of allowing them to learn over time to have more of those critical thinking skills rather than just being told all of the things exactly and then getting out, because I remember leaving school going, What do I do now? Like, I'm confused." Like, I
Right.
just felt like I didn't necessarily have those same skills coming out that my kids now that are graduating have. So it's an interesting journey.
It is. It is. And it leads me back to that um creativity. I think that there is one of the biggest misconceptions about creativity is that it belongs to artists, and it doesn't.
Mm,
Creativity is how you solve problems, it's how you comfort a friend, it's how you
yeah.
decorate your home, it's how you build a business. I mean, the list goes on. We all just express it differently, um and and things of that sort. And that's kind of like why I led to, you know, the coloring outside of the lines, because creativity looks different for everybody. How we express it looks different
Hmm.
to everybody. And I think if we, instead of conforming to this, to what we were told, and just live life the way that we want to and the way that we see fit, I think a lot of people would be more happy and
Right.
experience that joy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe not so much judgment onto the next
Right.
person. Mm.
Right. Do you feel like, one of the reasons why I think doing things differently for people or coloring outside of the lines, do you think it can feel scary for them because there are other people outside of them watching? Like maybe there's a fear of failing, maybe there's a fear of what are other people going to think? Like do you feel like that what people will perceive outside of them is such a big part of this?
Yeah, I mean, I experienced it myself, especially when I started, you know, because I was working the normal 9 to 5 job and things of that sort. And when I wanted to start my own business and things, those things, and then even, you know, like stepping more into that and diving deeper into what I truly want, um, those outside voices affected me.
Yeah.
It did, because it's from people that you care about, people that, you know, like, but at the end of the day, it's your life.
Mhm.
It's your life, and I had to keep reminding myself of that. It may not be okay for somebody else, but that's not mine to carry. That's not.
Right. So I have to share, okay. So I want to share something, and I also want people to understand that in a couple of weeks you will have context for this. But I want to share this because it ties into what you're saying. My 10-year-old called up in the bed with me this morning, and I was doing some work on my laptop, and she was watching what I was doing, and she's aware of the exact work that I was doing in the moment. And she said to me specifically, "I'm so proud of you, mama, because, um, you are making like, not just because you're making a choice, but because it's your choice."
Mm.
And I'm like, First of all, first of all, can you stop being so grown at 10 years old, please, and thank you. Second, it really is, sometimes it's hard to make a choice or
Mm.
to do things in a way that is different than what everybody else is doing, or to have people to know that to make that choice knowing that there are going to be people that have pushback, that aren't going to understand. It's really, really hard. And for a 10-year-old to recognize that, to just be like, you really need credit for doing something that it's a hard choice,
Mhm.
like, it's huge. It's huge. And we need to tap into sometimes a piece of ourselves, courage, bravery, whatever it is, and be different anyway, even though we know this isn't gonna land well with everyone.
Right. And I think also it goes back to, you're gonna be more related and more ways than not. Of course, you're always gonna hear those outside opinions, but the more that you are authentic to yourself and the more that you express that, you're only gonna show up as real, right?
Right.
Because it's true to you, it's true to who you are, and more people relate to that than
Right.
anything. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I know that you have an activity for us today. Anything that you wanna share before we get to that activity?
Um, Maybe afterwards. I think maybe
Okay.
afterwards it was.
All right. So we're going to take a super quick break. And when we come back, grab your pen and paper. Brittany's going to lead us through an activity. We'll be right back after this.
Okay.
I shall stand for love, even with a broken soul, even with a heavy heart. I shall stand for love, for the world is wounded, not just my little piece of land. where I am mostly safe, where I am mostly well, but our world, everywhere, every day. I shall stand for love, because we need more light, not more death, not more power, not more bombs. I shall stand for love, so that our children are safe, so that our friends are sheltered, so that our borders are open. I shall stand for love, even with a broken soul, even with a heavy heart.
Thank you for standing for love with us always here on Project Joy Live. We are back, and today is Monday, everyone, August 17th, 2026. We've got Brittany Floyd here with us today, and we are giving you your official permission slip to be different and color outside the lines. Brittany's going to lead us through an activity. Hope you have your pen and paper. Let's do it.
All right. So this exercise I'm calling the continuous bloom. And so today we are going to create one flower, but only with one rule. You're not allowed to lift your pen at any given point. There's no erasing, no starting over. If your line goes somewhere unexpected, don't fight it, just follow it. All right, so
What?
we're going to go.
Oh,
you're going
man.
to draw
Okay.
a flower and do not lift your pen during this time. Okay.
Fun fact, I'm overthinking it already. Here we go.
It's all right. It's all right. So the thing is as you're drawing, I want you to ask yourself these questions. What happens inside of you when the line doesn't go where you expect it to go? And when do you feel the urge to fix it? And when do you decide that it's ruined? All right, I'm finished with my little flower here. It's nothing like spectacular. It's just a flower here. And I want you to look at it one more time. And did that unexpected line become something beautiful? And I love that flower. It's great. It's beautiful.
You know where I found, first of all, I found myself overthinking before, like knowing that I had the rule, the box that I had to kind of fit in. I found myself overthinking from the very beginning. How am I going to do this? What do I want it to look like? Like, where am I even going to start? Blah, 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 blah. That was I was another Sarah Jessica Parker moment. And then as I'm going, because I put so much pressure on myself to not mess up, I had so much tension in my body the whole time that I was doing that. So it wasn't, some of the questions that you were asking, those might not have applied to me, but and then I had to ask myself, like, why does it need to be perfect? Why does
Right.
it need to look a certain way? Like, who cares? And so like I'm actively right now trying to release the tension I feel in my body because it was bad. It was really bad.
And I get
And so,
like that too. So I don't think that you're alone in that. But the one thing that I wanted to point out is that our lives are often like this drawing. Sometimes we wish we could erase certain chapters, but those very moments shape the story that we're becoming, and it shaped the flower that you, and look how beautiful yours turned out, right?
mhm, yeah. It did, and then I'm also like I wish some of those leaves looked a little
I mean, mine too. I mean, I'm
I'm
looking
trying
at mine.
to,
Look
like,
how cool. But then again, I look at it, and even though the leaves aren't perfect, right? Um,
yeah.
look at how many flowers And you could think about like anytime that you're driving down the street or you're walking or whatever, we look at that flower and we say how beautiful it is. And it's not perfect. It's not
okay, so
perfect.
right. A couple of things I want to say. One, Sang just sent me her flower, and I'm laughing over here because she said, I sent mine and it looks like a 5-year-old. It's a very cute flower, and I appreciate that the leaves look a little more put together than mine do, or the petals. I mean, but anyway, the other thing I was going to say is this is really perfect timing because even in the work that I do, we uh I talk to my clients a lot about our need to be perfect, and that built is better than unbuilt. Like moving forward, a step forward is better than staying in the same place. Like movement is better than nothing at all. And so if you drew a flower today, no matter what it looked like, it's better. Like you participated, you did it. Like it didn't have to be perfect, but yet we're all sitting here being judgy Jessicas, and that's fine.
And then we're also, but I wanna bring it back and circle it back. And I love that joy isn't about having a perfect life, right? Joy
Yeah.
often shows up in moments that we stop performing and that we're present. And even though that you had all of that pressure set onto you and your body tensed
Yeah.
up, you're laughing through it, right? There's some like
Yeah.
you're ridiculous, like I think of myself, oh, you're ridiculous, Brittany, and I laugh at myself, like so there
Yeah.
is when even when we are striving for that perfectionism or things of that sort, that joy can still show up in moments that we just stop performing, and we could laugh at ourselves, and there's joy in that too. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I want to see if you guys drew the flower today. If you have me added on social media, just send me a private message with your photo. Same as Brittany. If you're connected with Brittany, send her a picture of your flower. Or you can email Jessica at thebreakthroughshow.com. Jessica at thebreakthroughshow.com, and you can come and show us your flower. Any final words that you have about our activity today or this topic?
yeah, I have two. I want to
Yeah.
leave with everyone with one question today. If there was no expectations, no comparison, or no fear of getting it wrong, what would you create? Maybe it isn't a painting. Maybe it's a conversation, a new habit, a business, a friendship, a new chapter. Whatever it is, I hope that you give yourself permission to color outside the lines. And then the second thing is that periwinkle, the color periwinkle, which is in my background right now. It sits between blue and violet. And I love that because it doesn't fit neatly into just one category. And it reminds us that not everything meaningful has to fit into a box. Sometimes the most beautiful things that exist in the space between expectations and possibilities. Periwinkle invites us to stay curious, embrace imagination, and give ourselves permission to become who we truly are. That's all.
Love it. Love it. Let me know how you enjoyed this activity, and we'll definitely be doing some more like it before the end of the year. All right. You ready to do birthdays, Miss Brittany? We need to celebrate.
Let's,
We need to have a
let's do
party.
it.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, everybody. In the world of celebrity today, amazing Robert De Niro is 83 years old today, everybody. 83. Incredible Sean Penn is 66 years old today. One of the earliest boyfriends I had in my life that convinced me that I didn't always go for the good boys, Donnie Wahlberg from the New Kids on the Block, is 57 years old today, everybody. So sit with that a moment. And the amazing Singer Belinda Carlisle is 68 years old today. Lots of big name birthdays today. Also, the celebrities in my life, we actually have not one, not two, but three Breakthrough Show Network alum that have birthdays today. First of all, Annie Holmes has a birthday. Second, Carmela Riley has a birthday. And amazing young entrepreneur Benjamin Wong has a birthday today as well. So happy birthday to all three of you guys. Anybody you're celebrating today, Brittany?
I didn't look. So if it's your birthday, happy birthday. Oh, actually, Jane. So the one
Jane.
Jane, her birthday was the 13th of August. So she just had one. I'm gonna keep continuing to celebrate her. So
Okay, so James, right?
Jane,
Jane.
J-A. Yeah,
Jane.
Jane.
Okay,
The
Jane. Got it. All right. And you got a picture in your DM, just FYI, of a flower. So it's
I
there.
seen Sangs too. She sent me hers too. I love it. I love it.
Nice. Nice.
Mm.
All right, let's get our birthday song on. Here we go. Happy birthday
Birthday.
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Robert De Niro, Sean Penn, Donnie Wahlberg, Belinda Carlisle, Annie Holmes, Carmela Riley, Benjamin Wong, and Jane. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to you.
you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. We hope you have an absolutely amazing celebration today, tomorrow, the whole week, the whole month, whatever you want to do. It's fine with us. Be
Yeah.
fun. I'll have some cake for you at some point. I don't know when, but I gotta have it's our only I need to have a reason because it's like our only month where nobody has a birthday. So
So that's
figure that out. Gotta figure that out.
eat that cake.
That's it. We got to do what we got to do. What do you have going on, Miss Brittany? Anything that you want to share, announce, celebrate? Anything you've got going on over there?
Not necessarily. My life is quite chaotic, so I'm all over the place right now. But you can be sure to follow me on TikTok. I do. If y'all like watch painting and good music. You can look for me on TikTok at Brittany .n.bloom. And I stream every day, almost every day on there. The times differ, so I'm just you just got to keep an eye out for me.
Nice.
That's about it. That's all I got.
All right. I put your TikTok name in the comments so you guys can go follow Brittany on the TikTok and go check it out. I have plans to get back over there. I need to do that at some point when while I'm maybe when I'm done juggling everybody and everything else. Go get back over there. That would be good. That would be good.
That's where we first met anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Just about. Yeah.
Craziness. Craziness. All right. Any final words you want to leave us with today, Brittany?
I don't have anything. Do you?
Only thing I will say is what might become possible when we give ourselves permission to experiment, to try something different, to do something a little outside the lines. There's so much possibility out there, and it's a great yummy energy possibility is to reside in. So we'll leave it with that today. Coming up this week, I will be back on Wednesday with Leah on Project Joy Live. Danielle will be here on Friday as well. We also have co-working today and Friday. Come and join us for that. And on Thursday, Teresa will be taking over the artist studio for Mindful Doodling this week. So that'll be a fun time. We'll see what happens. And all of that said, I'm Jessica Dugas. This is Brittany Floyd, and we want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. And we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.